In the 757, we've got great talent, great food, great views, but we also have great foundations. Here on Stay in the Water for the month of August and September, we're talking with individuals in our area that are doing great things in business, but want to give back in foundations. It's Stay in the Water. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. It's Stay in the Water. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. We're so happy to have you join us once again every Sunday at 10 a.m. on WNSB Hot 91, the soul of VA, as we broadcast live on the campus of the Norfolk State University in the great city of Norfolk and Hampton Roads, Virginia. As always, we have our producer that keep us right and tight, Marvin Folks, also known as DJ Scandalous, which you can hear live every day, Monday through Friday, and also Saturday from 2 to 6 p.m. I tell you what, I'm excited about this conversation series that we're having in the month of August and September. The summer is over. School is back. We're welcoming students back on campus. There are a lot of great things that are happening here in Hampton Roads. But, one thing that's also happening is that we have a lot of individuals that are here that are doing great things in business and sports in all types of areas and genres. But one thing that we don't highlight a lot is their passion to give back. We've got tons of foundations and nonprofits where individuals are following their passion and giving back to the community, making an impact across the board. And today, to kick off this series, we've got none other but a young man that I admire who's making huge strides in the area. And listen, he's only just begun. I want you to stay tuned on what he's doing, but let's have a conversation with him. I welcome in the studio live today, Arrington Gavin, who is the founder of Rugged Evolution and Rugged Evolution Foundation. Arrington, so great to have you here in studio.
Man, and it's so great to be here, Dr. Claville. I mean, it's in person too. I'm a huge fan of the show, so it's an honor to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, when we were starting to think about, what do we want to do before we start our election series coverage, which we do every year around October and November, and I get out to vote, we said, we want to do something a little different this time. We want to highlight and talk to individuals in our area that are making a difference through their nonprofits. So many times we focus on business, making money, and getting out there and living our best life, right? Absolutely. But there are those that helped us, that told us, don't forget about others that are coming right behind you. There's another Dr. Claville who's out there. There's another Arrington Gavin that's out there. There's another. So what are you going to do to give back? Listen, tell us about, first of all, Rugged Evolution, because listen, I know there's a lot of people that say, what is Rugged Evolution? That sounds a little strange. So tell us about Rugged Evolution first.
So Rugged Evolution Incorporated oversees, my company oversees my men's grooming line, Rugged Evolution Beard Care, which celebrates 5 years in August of this month. And,
congratulations. Absolutely.
A trucking company, Rugged Evo Trucking. I've entered in that. That's about a year and a half now. So I have a couple rigs, and then the foundation, and also do a weekly podcast under there too, where I get to conversate, meet with great people. It's all about brand building. So
absolutely.
Rugged Evolution Incorporated has continued to grow. But my baby was Rugged Evolution Beard Care. That's been my beard care, my baby ever since. But I'm very excited and always wanted to do a foundation.
Yes.
I was blessed with great parents that always said, always be a blessing to others. I was very fortunate growing up, private school, living in a great neighborhood, always had clothes, food on the table, you name it.
Wow.
And this is just a way of saying thank you for the people that have, helped establish, help continue to establish my brand, help me build, financially and everything. And I'm like, I gotta give back, because there's a lot of very educated, talented, creative young kids out there,
yes,
boys and girls that are need assistance, and sometimes they feel like they're not what's the word I'm looking for? Not accepted, right? They feel like no one cares. They feel like no one cares about but there are people that do care, and so this is just a way of saying, hey, we have your back. Don't worry. There's another President Barack Obama out there, another doctor,
Absolutely.
another attorney. There's many others that are out there. So
you know what? That's amazing. You mentioned your parents, instilling in you, dropping that seed, and that seed obviously was dropped into great ground. It's been watered. I'm pretty sure you've had mentors along the way.
Absolutely.
That have helped to pour into you. And tell us a little bit about those mentors that have helped. I mean, of course, it starts with the solid foundation, your parents. That is amazing. But tell us about the mentors that helped to get you to this point.
Oh man! So, like you said, my parents first and foremost. My mother is one of my biggest mentors. I call her. She's the original momager. She makes sure that I'm always leading that right path. Another great friend of mine. His name is Rashawn McDonald. Rashawn McDonald is for a lot of people that don't know, he's the man behind Steve Harvey. And he and very very close with them. He currently has he's out in Atlanta. He's a Emmy-winning TV producer, NAACP Image Award winner. And when I got to meet him, and he just was really humble, because starting off, in the business world, I was very nervous. I didn't know what I knew about entrepreneurship, but I never knew what does it do to take to, lead a business or to start a business. And he gave me some nuggets that sometimes I didn't like. I remember he came to my launch party and was speaking, and he was like, now I tell you, rugged might not, it's not gonna make you a rich man. I'm like, okay, hold up. This is, bringing down my confidence, man. It's the night of my launch. But, he was just telling me that, yeah, it was the night of my launch, man. I'm like, come on, dude. And we were actually eating at a croaker spot over in downtown Norfolk.
Oh, yeah.
And
some of the best catfish around.
Yes,
whole catfish.
yes. And we were there and just having a great conversation. But, the points that he was really saying is that this can lead to other avenues, and it can, just lead to great relationships, which Built, Rugged has been doing. It can lead to just other accomplishments, and I think that's where the foundation. I did not see myself blessing almost 900 plus kids with backpacks. Not that's just some of our goals we've have done in our 2 years. We've had it for 3 years, but we've had two annual school drives because due to COVID, we skipped the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just been a blessing. So he's been a mentor. My grandmother, who's 91, she's been a mentor.
Blessing.
I love having conversations with her. My two great uncles who are now deceased. They I was always that young kid that always hung around the old people. That's just how I was. My mom always says, "Why do you have so many old friends?" I'm like, "It's just the wisdom. It's the wisdom."
Absolutely.
And I always listen to them because they've done it much longer and before me.
Right.
So you have to listen. You can't always be a person that talks and talks. I always say God gave you 2 ears for a reason and 1 mouth. So the 1 mouth you got to close and you got to listen to both your ears. And that's what I always continue to do is just listen. Ask questions. It doesn't hurt. It's a lot of people. My friends, my fiance, is a mentor because she just got her master's this past May, and she's working on getting her PhD. Right. So seeing her education continue to never give up. So it's little things I can I pull from people. So
listen twice as much as you speak, and as the word says, be slow to speak. Slow to anger. So listen. So we all know it takes a village.
Yes,
and you've basically laid out your village, and it's gotten you to this point. So tell us about Rugged Evolution Foundation. Why Rugged Evolution Foundation?
Oh man, so because again, like I mentioned earlier, I was a very, very you can call privileged. I call blessed. I was very fortunate in my upbringing. Never ever had a day where I didn't know were we gonna have food on the table or were we gonna have a roof over our head. I was just very, very fortunate. Even to this day, getting to know some great people in my in my past. So it was mainly just being a blessing to others, and I've always been just if I see someone on the streets, or if I just helping someone in need in school. I've always just been that kind of person. I'm a social butterfly. I love everybody.
Yeah.
And I've always just, been that kind of person. But the foundation was very important because, again, having a business was not just a way to say thank you, but I'm like, I don't want to be a leader, but I do want to help lead by example. So there's a lot of, young males out there that, again, they seem like there is no hope. They seem like, okay, if I can't make it in sports, which I have nothing against sports, I love sports, but if I can't make it in sports, well, there's another avenue that I can probably do that might lead me to the wrong path.
Right.
And so I just want them to see, this gentleman, African American, that is trying to help change the narrative, and that's been my whole mission in life, is to change the narrative. There not a lot of people my age not a lot of people will see a person at my age, being as involved, right, in the community, having a lot of, older friends that are just always working hard, not really partying weekends, right? I work weekends. So it's like I want to help change the narrative and just lead by example. And with the Revolution Foundation, we're working mainly to help male adolescents 13 through 18. But our back to school drive is helping students all through Hampton Roads, boys and girls, nice. Pre-K through high school. But my goal is we're working on a mentorship program 13 through 18 male adolescents, because I feel like that age group really needs our help. They really need our help.
I want to stop for a second and talk about that mentorship aspect. In society we have. The pendulum has swung, and I always talk about the pendulum of change always swinging. And the pendulum has swung to emphasizing mentorship and opportunities for women, especially black women, which, again, that's a great focus. But what has happened is some people believe that the pendulum has swung to the extreme and they've forgotten about the black males, and it should be an equilibrium that sets. What did you see in society to say, you know what, I want to focus on the men for a moment?
Oh man, well you nailed it on the hat, because and I'm coming from a mama's boy, right? So I'm all about women empowerment and women in leadership, but I do think that they are giving it is giving men a bad rep, saying like, okay, there's not good fathers out there, there's not good uncles, or just good men in general that can lead by example. They're always saying, well, they're gonna do something to the bad direction or everything like that. And a lot of our leaders have been getting involved in some kind of scandal that it's like, oh my gosh, it brings you down. But I personally think that the main reason why I really wanted to focus on male. So I have a nephew, from one of my half siblings. My nephew is 18. He'll be attending Old Dominion in the fall.
It's okay. So he can audit classes here at the Spartan Nation. Okay, cross register. That's right, Marvin.
He'll be a freshman, and just seeing him grow up, I see a lot of myself. And then I see other people, and I see the kids that really could have the same path, but they really don't. They want to be accepted in groups. Right. They want to be and just looking for acceptance. Not all about Mr. Popular. I want to do this. They want attention, and all it is just they might not be receiving that at home. They might not be receiving that in the classroom. They might not be receiving that elsewhere. So I think the males is very important, because we have to continue to build up our black men. We have to continue to build up the narrative with black men. There are great leaders, black male leaders out there, and there's so many. I know there's so many great creators out there. It's hard to really even say the specific word, but I just know that there's so many great creators out there. After just going to networking groups, and I talk with people, when I read just little stories on social media, this a kid started this, or this young student is receiving all these degrees at under 18 and 16. I mean, it's unreal, but I'm like, there's like 50,000, there's millions of them just like that. So I'm like, why not continue to help build that narrative up? And that's all I want to do. I just change the narrative. I go back to change the narrative.
Absolutely. Changing the narrative, changing the course of time. It's Stay the Water. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. For the month of August and September, we're engaging in our Commonwealth Community Conversation Series. And today what we're doing is that we're focusing on the 757, more specifically, foundations and nonprofits of individuals who are talented, that are giving their all to their business and their endeavors, but says, you know what, it's time for me to give back, to throw that rope back, to make that change. In studio with us, we have Arrington Gavin, who is the founder of Rugged Evolution. I'm just going to say enterprises. If you want to put that on the end of it, rebrand, please do, because he's got so much going on. It's a stepping stone to many great things with his beard line of different what do you call it?
Men's grooming products.
Men's grooming
beard
products.
oil, beard balms, you name it. We're just men's grooming. So conditioner, shampoo, whole 9 yards.
It's Trucking Venture and now the foundation. So we're talking about the foundation, and I want you to go a little bit in depth about some of the events that you've had, and we want to talk about what's coming up fairly soon.
Absolutely. So some of the events that we've had, oh man, the foundation has been involved, and I remember the first, I forgot which year, but former Chief Boone had just allowed the fire department to grow out their beards and use their tattoos. So I said,
right.
You know what? Let me be a Secret Santa and go to all the precincts out there, and I went out there with products for that. So that was one thing we've done. We've raised money for CHKD. We've had our. Well, I'll go back. We had our back to school drive. We've just made donations to other small organizations for cancer research. I have a very close a friend who has been battling that for a long time, so we've been doing that.
Prayers go up. Absolutely.
Yes. We've started a small a comedy event for all the proceeds goes towards our foundation because I have a lot of great friends who are local comics in the area. So that's something new that we started, and I mean, Laughter for Tomorrow's Future is the title of that series. We're going to start doing at least quarterly comedy series shows. And that is just a lot of fun because it helps bring laughter to the area. We all need laughter as the best medicine, and it also, again, is for a great cause. What other events?
I want to talk about that comedy series because DJ Scantless here is the DJ for one of a comedy piece that's being launched or has been launched on by Channel 3. But I think you're the first for the area, right?
Man, Scantless is doing this. I was talking to him a couple of days ago about that, man. That was awesome. Congrats on that too, man. But again, that just shows some of the great stuff that we have going on in our area, and some of the it's all for great causes. Our back to school drive. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Again, my mama just not here because she'll be like saying, "Oh, you forget you." I'm gonna get that call, but that is what I can think at the moment, and I don't mean to kind of go back on the question, but the question you specifically said about the males, I just want to say too.
Absolutely.
I think males also they look up to more male figures rather than. I mean, I don't think I'll get the same reaction of reaction from little girls. So I think that the young males are the ones that will say, okay, I'm definitely gonna look, and I'm younger because sometimes they'll listen to their parents, but it's like I'd rather I'm used to like my big brother more than I do a much older person. So I think it's like the closer the age gap. I mean, I'm 27. Some youth, male, adolescents, 13 through 18. They somewhat admire and look up. A lot of their mentors and public figures or heroes are around that age. So I think they do tend to.
Yeah. Listen, I can attest to that because I've got a couple of sons and, I'll tell them certain things and I'm just dad, right? Mm-hmm. But it comes from you. It's like,
man. I'm going to wear that. If Pop says, man, let me tell you, I'll pick out your suit, man. Look at this. This is bad right here. All right, Dad. All right. I'm going to wear this one right here.
Absolutely. But one thing, I'm just sitting here listening to you. And of course, like I follow you. You have a lot of great things going on. I think you're one of the young rising stars, not just in this area, because I don't like put people in boxes because we can't put God in a box, right?
Yes,
I don't believe in chance. I believe in doing the best that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in doing your job, and I believe in doing it with excellence and allow God to do the rest.
Absolutely.
And with you, and I believe when you walk in your purpose and your calling, great things come about. And I'm just sitting here listening to you, and I'm smiling all the way because I'm like, whatever he puts his mind to, it seems like it turns to gold, right?
You're absolutely right. I'm a journaler. I journal a lot. That's how I, with rugged. So when I was in college, we're not just college, but in high school and starting in college, I was always journaling, whether if it was business ideas or just things I would love to do in the future. And I was always a journaler. And my mom actually told me a while back, she was cleaning out her office, and she said, cleaning out her office at her home, and she was like, I'm doing some cleaning. And I just found an old report that you did. I'm just going to say sixth grade. And she said, you had listed, I think, like 30 things that you wanted to do in the future. One of those was to have a foundation.
Nice.
I'm like, I didn't remember that at all. Like, I seriously said, did I say that for real? Did I say that? I've always told myself I want to help others in need. That's all. Okay. I've always said that. I always want to help others in need, but I've never said to have, a foundation. So again, and this is just, advice to, people that are, thinking about pursuing business or anything that they want to do. Put it on paper and don't throw it away, because I'm a huge advocate. Store that it might come into existence in the next 5 years. Yeah. But if you toss it, guess what? Somebody in another area, another country, another state, it's gonna drop from the sky into their hands. And you're gonna be like,
I should have done that.
I should have done that. I mean, so we see those. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, we see so many, infomercials with great, inventions and things like that. I'm like, I should have thought of it. Well, you second guess yourself, so you can second guess yourself. And I'm just a person that I write tons. I can think of the most craziest stuff. What about jumping out the building, but with this and that? No, but it's just little crazy things. But that's just me. My mind is a radio that never stops. So
I believe from our mouth to God's ears. I believe as the word says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Yes, so whatever you speak, that's what you're going to receive. So obviously you're speaking life, you're speaking goodness, you're speaking help, and you said you wanted to help people.
Yes.
And I think at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Right? We're giving blessings, your upbringing, as you stated, the things that we've experienced. We're here in this beautiful studio, $1 million plus revamped radio studio here on the campus of Norfolk State University. Amazing institution. So many resources at our disposal, all for one reason: to help others.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So tell us about this event that you've got coming up, this phenomenal event in which WNSB is going to be there helping as well. Tell us about what's going on.
So it is our third annual Back to School Drive. I'm very excited. Our Back to School Drive started in 2019. We first had it at the Cuffy Center in South Norfolk. We had a goal of giving out 250 backpacks. So what I did, I purchased backpacks, but I had people donate supplies. Nice. And we end up exceeding that goal. I think we gave out around 363 backpacks that day. It was an amazing event. We had free face painting. We gave out gift certificates to salons for the girls. We had free ice cream trucks. We had the fire department that came out that time. DJ music. That was our first year. And then second year, due to the pandemic, we skipped over. And the year after that, we had it in the Indian River Rec Center in Chesapeake. And our goal was 500. And I think we gave out 601, to be exact, 601 backpacks. This time we added on the sheriff department doing identities for the kids. We had a couple of other nonprofits who will actually be in attendance at this third annual one, the Morris Day Foundation and No Ordinary Woman 2.0 Foundation. We excited to have WNSB partnering with us, was in attendance. We do raffles every 15 minutes. So we were giving out like the Texas Instrument calculators, gift cards to movies, to food outings, and just having a great time. Again, free face painting, which was funny. I think during that time, or maybe that was the first year, Black Panther was the big thing. I'm like, I don't know how many Black Panthers I saw that day. So I'm like, I saw the preview, so I don't know it's gonna probably be coming in return. But it's an amazing event, amazing time just to bless others. A lot of people just I was speaking with a grandmother. At the last one, she had 7 grandchildren. She was the guardian of her grandchildren, and she wasn't in there, but her two of her kids, I think the oldest and maybe like the middle one, went in and was gathering stuff for their siblings. And I just spoke with her for about 5 minutes, and she was just saying how humble she was, and like what's the really like. I don't know why you do this. I mean, I know why, but she's like, well, there's not a lot of good people out here that are just giving like that. And I told her, I said, hey, I'm just trying to be a blessing to others. I told her, that's what my parents installed in me as a kid, so I want to keep on making them proud, but also blessing the community. I've also had one lady. This was our first year. She walked, I believe, this was at the Cuffy Center. She walked, I'm gonna just say 2 miles. And she said, ma'am, I don't have my kids with me, but I have all their birth certificates. And she showed 4 different birth certificates. Wow. And again, it's just stuff like that breaks your heart, because you don't know what goes on in the, behind closed doors. A lot of people can put on a cover. Yeah. But you really just don't know. So it humbles me, and it motivates me. It really does. It just motivates me to say, okay, we gotta step it up. We gotta keep on doing this. And so our third annual, we're very excited. We're gonna be having it actually at the Murray Center over at First Baptist Butte Street, a historic church in downtown Norfolk. We are partnering with them and very excited. It's gonna be from 9 to 4, August 27th. We are gonna have, of course, WNSB will be in the building. We have free face painting. We have the sheriff department. We have free ice cream trucks. We're going to have free haircuts. We're going to give out the gift certificates every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes from 9 to 4, we're going to be doing a raffle. And what else? Fire trucks will be out there. It's gonna be an awesome time. A great time, great music, great food as well will be out there. Until August 19th, we actually have a few drop-off locations if anybody would love to drop off some school supplies.
Tell us where those locations are.
Yeah, so our first location is the Den Barbershop on 3904 Bainbridge Boulevard in Chesapeake, Virginia. We have also Anointed Touch Hair Salon, 5347 Lila Lane in Virginia Beach. Of course, the Murray Center, 455 East Brambleton Avenue. Blessed Roots Beauty Supply Store, 7639 B Granby Street. And then my showroom over in Chesapeake, Rugged Evolution Beer Care, 809 Live Oak Drive, Unit 10. You have until August 19th to drop off some school supplies, pens, paper, backpacks, you name it, anything, it doesn't anything. We'll truly be appreciative of that. And it's just going to be a great time, a lot of fun. Yes. And I'm just excited. It's a day I always look forward to because I get to really just meet with all the kids and get to talk with them and stuff like that. So,
you know what? I'm excited. I came to the first one, and I was really excited to be there, very honored to be a part of the WNSB team. Hot 91, the Solar VA, to partner with you. And we're excited to be a part of this one. And Lord say the same, I'll be there as well.
Awesome.
So listen, you've been listening to Stay the Water. I'm your host, Dr. Eric Claville. On with us, Arrington Gavin, who is the founder of Rugged Evolution Enterprises. And we've been talking about Rugged Evolution Foundation. So if you're in the area, again, the date is August 27th.
Yes.
Come out to the historic church here in Norfolk in order to be a blessing, to receive your blessing, and to have a part in what this young man is doing. But listen, you hear the music, that means we're out of time. And it always seems to happen. Great conversations, great people. And here on this Sunday, I want you to say to yourself, whatever I speak, I can achieve. Power in life is in the power of the tongue. This day, go out, be blessed, be great. See you next week.